Hello everyone and welcome back to Sakura Succubus 3, Part 5. Let's jump right in, shall we? Hello everyone and welcome back. I dash to the throne room in double quick time. The door is shut, but I can still hear Ayu's voice filtering into the hall. Not right, Lady Yu, please. I can't hear anything she's saying, but she certainly sounds impassioned. She must be shouting quite loudly, using her indomitable, idle lungs to her advantage for her voice to carry so far. I wonder what she's shouting about. I guess there's only one way to find out. I push open the door, stepping inside the throne room. Ah. And I'm greeted by quite the sight. Ayu is kneeling on the ground before you, her arm is pressed against the floor. Her head is bent low, her orange pigtails cascading down the smooth plane of her back, and her bare toes are curled beneath her feet. Her rear. Yu, meanwhile, is sitting upon her throne. She looks down at Ayu with pierced lips, as one might observe a sewer rat. She must have seen me enter because her eyes flick to me for a brief moment, but she doesn't greet me. Maybe she doesn't want to interrupt whatever it is that's going on. Ayu, for her part, hasn't noticed me at all. She continues to implore Lady Yu, her voice raising in pitch until it sounds high and breathy. Please, Lady Yu, I'm begging you. You simply have to let me go. Ayu's voice is certainly impassioned, but I don't think she sounds angry. Her tone is instead deeply reverent, though it's bordering on hysterical. Maybe Cosmos got the wrong idea. Ayu isn't arguing with you, she's pleading with her, but not for her sake. Judging by the sounds of it, she's trying to argue on my behalf. Goodness me. Ayu sighs and shakes her head. I fail to see what you think you can accomplish with this foolishness, Ayu. Have I not made my feelings quite plain enough already? Hiroki is mine, and I shall do with him as I will. If I want him to stay here, then he shall. That is the end of the matter. But you... Ayu stares up at you, her hair spiraling across the floor. Please reconsider. Hiroki might be a mere human, but he is not yours. As a sentient being, he should be allowed to make his own decisions, even if his IQ is not that much higher than a goldfish's. Ouch, that's not very nice. I appreciate that you trying to help me, but does she really have to make digs at my intelligence like that? I'm far, far smarter than any aquatic life form. Apart from maybe octopi, they're meant to be pretty smart. They can even unscrew jars with their tentacles. Sometimes even I struggle with that. I don't think Hiroki wishes to stay here much longer. He looks so despondent. Whenever I see him, it makes my heart break. He is still the same Hiroki I know, more or less, but he is forced to remain here much longer. He might lose the spark of his which makes him special. If you continue to treat him like this, he'll turn into nothing more than your doll. Nonsense. He is quite happy and content with me. I fail to see why he should be otherwise, unless you are suggesting he loves you more than he loves me. No, my lady, that isn't what I'm trying to say. Perish the thought. Good. Yu leans back in her throne, her pale eyes cold and icy. If that is what you are implying, Ayu, I would have to punish you for treason. I could humiliate you in ways you can only imagine. Ayu tenses, but she doesn't back away. She remains kneeling upon the floor, her rear raised in the air, toes curdled. The floor in the throne room feels very sturdy underfoot. I think it's made of some sort of shiny marble. It must be hard on Ayu's legs to kneel like this for quite so long, but her determination doesn't waver. She must be accustomed to grueling tests of endurance like this. She is an idol, after all. Some of her concerts last 2 hours, and she sings and dances throughout dozens upon dozens of songs. It's easy to write Ayu off as being shrill and annoying, but she's an incredibly hard worker. I think she's passionate, too. Is she hoping some of the passion will reach you? Forgive me, my imperience, milady, for I am young and inexperienced, but I do think it would be for the best if you let Hiroki go. You cannot keep him trapped here. He is not trapped, he wishes to be here. Did he tell you that? Well, no, not as such. But he will do in course. I am certain of that. Now, this conversation is very tedious. I shall not change my mind on the matter. You needn't bow before me further. It's unpleasant. Yu wrinkles her nose. Get to your feet and get yourself out of my sight. I was going to let you Succubus return to the human world tomorrow morning, Marina included, but if you continue to argue with me, I shall reconsider pardoning you. That is very generous of you, Lady Yu. Indeed it is. I am overflowing with the milk of human kindness. But what about Hiroki? Won't you let him go too? We have discussed this already. Were you not paying attention? Hiroki is going nowhere. If I let him leave this place, it will be harder for me to keep an eye on things. And who is it to say we might get up with... And who is to say that he might get up to with... To say what he might get up to with the rest of you Succubus running about. It is simply out of the question. He must remain here, by my side, forever. That is the only way I can ensure he will remain true and loyal. I love him, so I wish to keep him all to myself. And I understand that. I understand it perfectly. Yu cries, her voice wavering with emotion. After all, I love Hiroki too. Huh? I stare at Yu, my eyes wide. She loves me? I had assumed, of course, but Yu isn't the sort of girl to simply say these things. She always hides her real emotions behind layers upon layers of obfuscation. She's the least straightforward other Succubus I know. That only makes her declaration of love sweeter. I knew it. Yu a total softie at heart. She's so cute. I know I say a lot of mean things to Hiroki, but I don't really mean them. It's just, well, being in love is embarrassing. And as an idol, I should know better. If the tabloids found out about my feelings for him, I'd be ruined. I tried to keep my distance, but it proved to be impossible. He might not wear the best clothes. His haircut is a bit old-fashioned and outdated, and he's not even that good-looking. Now, these are some pretty harsh criticisms coming from a girl who supposedly loves me. If this is what a Yu's love is like, I shudder to think how acrimonious her hate must be. But I love him all the same. I can't help it. I love him because he's sweet and he's kind and he's understanding. And he seems to know what I really mean even if I can't say it. I've been intolerably rude to him. But he always puts up with me. He's never lost his temper. Plus, he smells really good. I doubt I'd ever find another guy like him. I've not known him half as long as you have, Lady Yu, but he already became a huge part of my life. Spending time with him makes me happy, so I understand why you love him. If I were in your position, I would be horribly jealous too. I would hate myself and any of the other Succubus brazen enough to try and steal him from me. In fact, I am jealous of the others. Seeing Marina and Cosmos and the others sidle up with him is so upsetting. I'm a selfish girl at heart, and I want him all for myself. It hurts me to see him acting so familiar with the other women, so I understand your feelings perfectly. I might be your underling, but I think the pair of us are very alike. Huh? So you understand, do you? Then in that case, Yu's eyes narrow. Why do you persist in trying to take him from me? Do you want to hurt me? Then no, I don't. I don't want to hurt you or anybody else. I want us all to be happy. And that's why I think Marina and Hifumi are right. No matter how much we might love Hiroki, we all ought to learn how to share. That's the only way to satisfy all of us. Please remember that we are Succubus. Monogamy isn't in our nature. We shouldn't hoard desirable humans for ourselves. That's not right. It might hurt initially, and we might feel jealous, but that's no reason to deprive everybody else of what they want. I love Hiroki, but I love my sisters too, and I even love you. That being the case, why can't we love one another? Wouldn't that be for the best? Yu's face, which is already pale, turns white still during a Yu speech. Why, Yu? Her gloved hands clench about the armrest of her throne. Then she rises to her feet. She crosses the marble floor, her heeled shoes clacking. The sound echoes throughout the high-ceilinged room ominously. Yu quivers. How dare you tell me what's for the best? How dare you? Why, I have a half a mind to turn you into a frog. Yu trembles, but she doesn't back down. She stares at you, hands clenched together, and cries. Fine then, do it. Do whatever you want with me, but that won't make Hiroki happy. Nobody can make Hiroki happier than I. You take that back, still your treacherous tongue. No, I won't. I've spent my whole life hiding my true feelings, but I can't be silent when it comes to this. It's far too important. I'm being honest for once without any pretenses. And I want you to know that Hiroki will never be happy if you keep him here, against his will. That is not what love is. If you want him to return your feelings fully, you need to let him make his own decisions. You have to free him, free all of us, and then learn how to share. You're not a little child anymore, and you can't always have your own way. Sometimes you have to make concessions. Well, I never. Such impudence. Yuri raises her arm. I think she might mean to strike at you. I think Yu does too, because she squeezes her eyes shut and looks down at the floor. Time passes, it stretches and elongates, swirling around me. Then atmosphere is tense. I can feel sweat beating on my palms. I wait, breath bated, for Yu's palm to connect with Yu's cheek, but Yu pauses. It looks like she's reconsidering. Then, with a heavy sigh, Yu finally lets her arm drop. I did not want to admit it, but perhaps you do have a point. Milady? Yu's eyes snap open. She stares at Yu, hands clasped at her front. Are you willing to consider what I said? I will give it some thought, yes. You might think me a tyrant, but I am not completely unreasonable. I don't want to make Hiroki unhappy, and I have worried. Yu glances at me over Yu's shoulder. Our eyes meet, and her own soften. Do you truly want to leave this place, Hiroki? Hiroki? Yu whips about, her long ponytails almost striking her in the face. Her stricken expression is so exaggerated, I find myself snorting, despite the severity of the situation. Hey, Yu, it's good to see you. But what? Why Yu? Yu grits her teeth together. How long have you been standing there? Here. Long enough. Then, did you hear everything I said? Now this is an interesting sight. I've never seen a Yu blush quite this much before. Part of me wants to spare her feelings, but another part of me feels like having a bit of fun. What should I say? So I must spare her feelings. Teasing her sounds like a very attractive prospect, but after some deliberation, I decide to go easy on her. I don't want to upset her. Don't worry, I didn't hear all that much. Your secrets are still safe. Really? Thank goodness. Yu sighs, relieved. I said some pretty sappy stuff back there. If you'd hear all that, I'd have no choice but to quit my job as an idol and live on an alpaca farm. Why an alpaca farm? Why not? Alpacas are cute and fluffy. I guess you've got a point. Though how idols are related to alpacas, I couldn't say. Anyway, to answer your previous question, Yu, I cleared my throat. I don't mean to make you feel bad, but this place really isn't my home. I don't think it matters how long I stay here. I've never really belonged. That's why I can't stay here. I see. Yu sighs. She looks despondent. Well, I suppose I should have expected that answer. You have taken no pains to hide your real feelings during the last few weeks. You told me when you first came here that you did not feel like you belonged. You have told me over and over again. In fact, but I was too stubborn to listen to you. I was certain you would change your mind in due course. But perhaps I was wrong. Some lover I am. I should have listened to you. I treated you very poorly. Perhaps I had no real right to tell you that I love you in the first place if my love was so cumbersome. No, that isn't true. You were my first girlfriend, Yu, and you'll always have that special place in my heart. You've inconvenienced me a bit, sure, but I'm still fond of you. I might even love you too. You do? Yeah. But you love so many other women already. You glances at a you. Is there enough room in your heart for me too? Of course there is. Love isn't a finite resource. I have a lot of it to go around. I love you, but I love you too. You just need to learn how to share. Sharing, it's not something I considered myself, but maybe I can try it. Just this once. If you feel so passionately about this. Yu's eyes narrow with newfound determination. She holds her arms out, palms raised, then declares in the flinty and unwavering tones of a queen. Let us all love one another then. Yay! If I am to be a real queen, I need to learn to listen to my people. I have to grow and change, and I must stop being so set in my ways. This is all very new to me, and it's a bit embarrassing, but I will do my best. I just want to make you happy, Hiroki. Aww. Perhaps this isn't so very bad after all. Yu cuddles up to me on the bed, her arms linked through mine. She's on one side of me, and Yu the other, their heads both resting upon my shoulders. Yu's breathing is uneven, her eyes are droopy with exhaustion. I think she might fall asleep at any moment. But the small smile upon her lips doesn't waver, at the very least. She looks utterly content, like a cat stretched out in the sunshine. I don't think I've ever seen her happier. I had a few doubts about sharing, but this experience has swayed my mind. It felt far better than I imagined it would. What did I tell you? You grins. It's nice making the people you care about feel good, isn't it? I'm a selfish girl myself at heart, but sometimes a bit of collaboration is the easiest option for everyone involved. That's something I figured out for myself after becoming an idol. What do you mean? It's kind of complicated, but, well, my fans might look up to me since I'm the person they see on stage, but all my concerts are collaborative efforts. I have choreographers, costumers, composers, lyricists, and my producer. Then there are the cameramen, the lighting engineers, and all the people who arrange my concerts. I'm the face of a UAU, but a whole bunch of work goes into each and every one of my performances. I couldn't reach so many people's hearts on my own. That's why I think it's a good thing to work together. It makes it easier to spread the love around. Nobody's truly isolated, not even a princess like you, Lady Yu. Is that so? Yu exhales. I feel her cool breath against my neck, and I shiver. Is it true I have felt very alone for quite some time? It is true I have felt very alone for quite some time. It is not much fun living in the succubus realm, where little changes, and as I am a ruler, many of my subjects fear me. They don't talk to me as a friend. They keep their distance. For a long time, I thought Hifumi was the only person I could trust. That's why I was so determined to keep Hiroki for myself. He was a small sliver of happiness I could cling to. I wanted him for myself and myself only, alone. I feared he would be tainted if I let other girls get their hands on him. But now I think I was being paranoid. Yu shakes her head. I was such a fool. Hiroki and Hifumi aren't the only people who care for me. I think you must care for me too, Yu, in your own way, and Hazel and Cosmos and maybe even Marina. We all care for one another. And we all care for Hiroki. That being the case, why shouldn't we care for one another? Your passion has reached me, Yu. Thank you. It's no problem. I'm the cute idol Yu, and I'm always happy to help. You can depend on me. Yu winks cutely, and Yu giggles. Well, I'm not so sure about that. You're laying it on a little thick, Yu. You don't need to pretend when you're with us. Who said I was pretending, huh? Yu pouts. I really am that cute. I'm totally cute. Sure, you're adorable. But for some reason, that doesn't sound very sincere. Now, I'm getting pissed off. Why? Because I complimented you? I don't get it. You seemed happy enough for a few minutes ago when you were... That's in the past. Let's not talk about it anymore, okay? It'll ruin my image as a pure, adorable idol. I don't think there's anything all that pure about you. I am pure. I'm totally pure. Purer than driven snow. It's not my fault I get all excited when I'm with you. You ought to take some responsibility, you jerk. You're both so funny. You must get along well. Well, it's not like I like him or anything. I know you don't like Hiroki. You love him, don't you? You must love him as much as I do, in fact. You nuzzles her head against the crook of my shoulder and inhales. Her dark eyelashes fall shut. I think she's on the brink of sleep any second now. She's going to pass out. Before you succumbs to slumber, however, she speaks up. Her voice is soft and almost inaudible, but as she's leaning upon me for support, I hear her nonetheless. I've decided. I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow. I'll let you all know what I've decided then. I thought I would be happy if I kept Hiroki to myself, but now I'm not so sure. Love is much more complicated than I imagined. The next day. Now, everyone, you are probably wondering why I've summoned you to the throne room so early in the morning. Oh no, not at all, your ladyship. I'd do anything for you. I love you. Goodness, could you be any more transparent with your treachery? Treachery? What's treachery? I would never, ever betray my lady, or upset her, or make her cry. She's adorable, and I live to serve her. That is precisely what I mean. You said you loved Hiroki, but you were awfully quick to turn your back on him. It's like you don't care about him at all. Hazel is very fickle. Hey, now, I'm not fickle. It's the exact opposite. Sure, I like Hiroki, but Milady is my queen, and I live to serve her. I love her. I mean, just look at her. She has such smooth, perfect skin, such long, black, glossy hair, such pale blue eyes, and she smells really good, too. Who couldn't love her? So you abandoned your feelings for Hiroki already? How shameless of you, and you call yourself a member of his harem. Hazel is very shameless. Her succubus outfit is more revealing than mine, and I'm a rapid pound model. I make a living showing pictures of myself half naked online, but even I wear panties. What's wrong with not wearing panties? They're chafing. It's not like I do it for attention or anything. Well, if you don't love Hiroki anymore, that's fine. That means there's one less person to try to steal my boyfriend from me. Hee hee hee. If you're quite finished, Yu glowers at the assembled succubi, her arms folded across her chest. I believe I said I had something important to announce. Oh yes, I'm sorry, Lady Yu. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please, say it is what you want. Whenever you're ready, I'll listen. See to it that you do now. I know I said I was preparing to keep Hiroki in the succubus realm all to myself. Yu's cool blue eyes fall upon mine. But as of late, I have had a change of heart. I do not like admitting such things, but in this case at least, I think I might have been wrong. What? Hazel steps back, adjust. But you're never wrong, milady. Your judgment is impeccable. It is sweet you would say that, Hazel, but I must disagree. In the end, I am only a succubus, like the rest of us, and I can err too. Hifumi tried to show me the error of my ways, but I was stubborn and selfish and refused to listen. I have been thinking, though, and I've come to the realization that my love for Hiroki was oppressive. I did not think about his wants or needs. I acted cruelly and unfairly towards him, and the rest of you too. For that, I must apologize. So you're actually apologizing to us? Marina raises an eyebrow. That's a first. I never would have expected it from you. It is not like me, I know. You may gloat all you want, but that will not change how I feel. I now know I cannot, in good faith, keep Hiroki trapped here. He is not a pet. He is the man I love, and I want him to live a fulfilling life. I must let him go free. And the same applies to the rest of you. I no longer wish to punish you. You may leave the succubus realm, and you are free to continue your prior relations with Hiroki. If that makes him happy, I cannot object. I love him, and I want him to live his life to the fullest. Aw, we can still love Hiroki? Yes, you may. What? Thank you, Lady Yu. Cosmo starts towards me. She winds her arms around mine and looks up at me, her face flushed with happiness. We can be together again. You can be my boyfriend, and I'll be your girlfriend. We'll finally have a happy ever after. You be careful, Cosmos. Don't be too wild with him. Hiroki might be your boyfriend, but he's still my cameraman. He's very important to me, and I want him to in one piece. My, this is wonderful news. Now I can be with my dear husband once more. Thank you very much, Lady Yu. Hifumi drops you a neat curtsy. Thank you for listening to my words of advice. I did not think you would heed them, but I suppose I should have more faith in you. You aren't the little girl you used to be. You've grown into quite the fine, mature woman over the years, before I even realized it. I am impressed at your selflessness. Surely you are a wonderful princess. Oh, yes, this is great news, really, great. Aren't you glad we can be together again, Hiroki? I mean, it's not like I ever turned my back on you or betrayed you or anything. I loved you all along, just as much as Cosmos and you and the others. Really, I did. Marina pierced her lips together, her arms folded. Well, I'm not so sure about that. In any case, this is quite the change. I did not expect you to reserve your stance on Hiroki's captivity so quickly. Hifumi is right, you have grown, you. Oh, spare me the flattery. I know you cannot stand me, Marina, and I did not do this for you. I couldn't care at all about your happiness. Yu pouts cutely, her cheeks flush pink, as she toys with a few strands of her hair. I think she might be quite pleased about Marina's praise deep down, but she doesn't say that aloud. No matter how self-possessed Yu acts, I think she might be quite bad at being true to her feelings. In that sense, she's quite like a Yu. Is that why she and Yu were able to come to an understanding? I'm only doing this for Hiroki's sake. To be quite honest, it still upsets me that you five are so in love with him. Seeing Cosmos cling to my Hiroki turns my stomach. I don't want him to date anybody but me. Yu's fingers, which Hiroto were clenched about the armrest of her throne, now relaxed. Folding one leg over the other, she says, "But if that makes him happy, I must let him do as he wishes. I would hate to make my beloved unhappy." I know, I'm happy for him. I adore him, after all. I'm still not sure if I'm worthy of your feelings, Yu, but thank you. I'm rather fond of you, too. Just fond? Yu raises an eyebrow. We'll have to work on that later. I hope in due time you'll be able to love me as openly and unreservedly as you love my subjects. You have known me longer than them, after all. Am I not the most worthy of your love in this room? Do you not desire me? Well, you are pretty cute, I can't deny that much. I wasn't a fan of the whole trapping me in a succubus room against my will thing, but if you're going to go back on that, I don't see any reason why I can't love you. We just need to give it some time. And that is precisely what we shall do. I don't mind if you want to spend time with your harem, Hiroki. Yu gets to her feet, her eyes burning with passion. But I want to join in the fun too. I love you a lot, and that will never change. I'm being serious about this. I'll continue to ply with you, my love, with my love and affection, until the day arrives that you can look at me and only me. Please remember, all of you. Yu cast a gaze at the succubi assembled in her throne room. I'll let you cuddle and kiss Hiroki as much as you want, but he still belongs to me. I love him, and one day I will steal him away from you, right beneath your noses. Prepare yourselves, the battle isn't over yet. The one to capture his heart shall be I. Oof-oo-foo-foo. What? It's dark when I finally awake. I blink, sitting upright, press a hand to my head. My temple is throbbing dully, and my vision skews. I don't feel too good. Maybe I'm coming down with a fever. I must have been in the succubus realm for too long. I ought to ask you when or if I can leave. Surely being here for such a protracted period of time can't be good for my constitution. I let my hand fall from my head. My fingertips brush against something, but it isn't the smooth, silky sheets of Yu's bed. Where am I? Something rough prickles my fingertips. It's a strange sensation, but it isn't unpleasant. In fact, it's nostalgic. I remember it. This is titanium? My brow furrows. This is all very odd. You's palace, as far as I can recall, is decorated in a Western manner. The floors are all plush carpet or smooth, cold marble. There shouldn't be any tatami mats. I said titanium. If this really is tatami, I must be back in Japan. And if I am back in Japan, that means... I reached above my head, grabbing for a light switch. I catch it between my fingers and pull, and the room floods with light. It's so bright I have to blink white spots from my eyes. My head continues to throb, but it's a dull ache now. I glance around and... A small gasp falls from my lips. It's as I expected. I'm back in Japan, in my own apartment. I'm back? I'm really back? Can you imagine? Prickles his fingers. I can't believe it. This must be how Dorothy felt when she finally got back to Kansas. My apartment's small and cruddy, yeah, but at least it's mine. I pay for my lodgings with my own wages, and within these walls nobody can tell me what to do. I'm free. I shake the worst of my fatigue off, then rise to my feet. I stretch, then cross the room to look out the window. The sky is full of stars, and the moon is round and full. I can see the roofs of houses in the distance, and trees swaying in the breeze. The gray sidewalk looks dark, almost black, and the street lamps flicker, attracting flies. I don't live in the prettiest area of Tokyo, but my heart swells to see it all the same. I'm finally home. There really is no place like it. I open the window, letting the cool air caress my face. It feels good after the stifling environments of the Succubus realm. Now I'm so worked up, I can't sleep. I ponder what to do for a few moments, all while enjoying the air when... Knock, knock, knock. Huh? I come away from the window, my brow furrowing. Somebody's rapping upon my bedroom door, but who? It seems strange I wouldn't have any guess at this hour. I exit my bedroom, then walk through the kitchen. Gingerly, I open the front door and... It took you long enough. I've been so worried about you. How dare you make a lady wait? Hiroki, you idiot. Oof. And that's where we're going to stop, because we have one more part left. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I know we're hanging on a cliffhanger, but I only have one part left, and I'm debating if I want to end this and start up the last one. I'm really debating if I should start another one up. So like stop here and finish it, but nah, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll finish it off tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everyone that will stop by. Remember, if you're seeing this and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate more than you know, and it helps out the channel a lot. We're definitely going to try to push to finish it tomorrow, because I only have a few more days until Mortal Kombat comes out, because my dumbass didn't buy the premium edition, because I didn't know that you got it early. But the 19th, I should be streaming Mortal Kombat 1 Story Mode. So yeah, look forward to that. If you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. But go ahead and subscribe anyway, even if you're not interested in that, because, helps me out. But it's coming to that point of the stream where I must bid you all adieu. Goodbye, and good night.